YouTube. It's your
I don't know if
host.
you heard that, Blake, but I was struggling with the beers because they used to have the 4-pack where you have the plastic on top.
Mm-hmm.
They stopped doing that because the turtles, it strangles them and all that.
Yeah.
So now when you're doing it, it's like you see them hentai drawings or them Japanese women who are like in bondage and shit, ropes. It's like trying to fucking undo that shit, trying to get to it. And then he pulled that shit off, man. But yeah, anyway, sorry, Karen, do the intro. We'll do intro.
Right. So welcome. This is I don't even know what this is. This is just a podcast with me and my buddy here about all things Halo.
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna be uploading this probably onto YouTube on Bo's channel. I might have it on mine, but we are here today to talk about the newest Halo installment, Halo Infinite. Our thoughts, our concerns, everything about it. So, Bo, why don't you start off? Tell us your take and your overall impression of what is this multiplayer beta.
So I don't know if it's just because it's fresh, but not to be contrarian to everyone, but I've actually been enjoying it. I think there's so much stuff that needs work on, and I think personally that they're saying it's a beta because it's damage control, because you don't launch a game you've been working on for 5-6 years, whatever, with 7 maps. But as far as actually playing, I have actually been having fun. So I'm pleasantly surprised, but I think they're probably going to fuck it up. Same as with the others with the post-launch stuff, where they're going to wait ages to bring stuff in. I mean, sure, you release it a month early or whatever, and that's kind of cool and stuff. You haven't got Forge, you haven't got a lot of customization in the multi-game stuff. And funnily enough, actually, the most fun I've been having is playing against bots.
Yeah.
So it's been really, really cool to actually play against bots on Halo for the first time, just so I can fuck around my aim, because as you know, the aiming in that game is very odd. It's extremely inconsistent. I mean, what do you think about the aim? I mean, you played it enough to have a similar opinion, I think.
The one thing I've noticed about this is that it's only like the very, very upper caliber of players that really notice any issues with the aim. I'd say you have to be like a top 1% performer in the game to really understand like what we mean when we say something like, oh, the aim feels off, it feels clunky, it feels slow. I mean, I'm able to hit lightnings on bots and things like that pretty easy, but when I get into a game against other players, their movement isn't bot movement. So
that's the thing. Sorry to interrupt you, but that's the issue I had where, so for example, you can change sensitivity between scope levels.
Mm-hmm.
So on the sniper, the 5 times, I put it up to 2, which is the max, right?
Yeah.
So the 10 cents it's slower than Halo 3, and it's slightly slower than Halo 2 10 cents.
Right.
So when you're quick scoping, you're moving your reticle unzoomed, and it's moving fairly fast. But then when you scope in, it's like fucking crazy.
Yeah,
it's like
it doubles
ADHD.
your input, is what that 2.0
exactly.
is.
But the problem I had with it was that's fine. I love the speed. But when you scope in on 5 times when it's at the max sense, it's not. On Halo 3 had a grid system somewhat. It's so janky. It's almost like you're trying to paint with a touchpad. On MS Paint, with a touchpad.
That makes a lot of sense.
You can't get a real control of it. So that's one thing I really don't like. Quick scoping, I'm trying to find the game's been out 2 days. I'm not going to be an expert at it straight away. It's satisfying when you hit I've had some really nice, really fast drag lightning snipes, and it's satisfying. But I can't scope in and get kills because my fucking thing's everywhere.
Yeah,
literally. It's like it's more sensitive than the clit. It's unbelievable. And I don't understand how that is. I don't know why that is.
So let me give you 2 things real quick. Number 1, the chat's going crazy for you. They love that you're in my channel right now. 2, they're all agreeing that they don't like the aim. But a fun fact for everybody that doesn't know, the lead multiplayer developer for Halo Infinite got her start with a VR company and actually doesn't have experience in programming controllers or mouse and keyboard.
She was the lead.
Yeah, the lead multiplayer. I think her name's Sarah something. I'd have to to double check it on my Discord
Oh,
here.
look. What's the name?
Let me look it up right now. I actually have it in my Discord. I posted it. Let me see
She hot?
here. Is she hot? I don't know, man. I just.
I'm only joking. I'm only joking.
All right, let me see here.
But
Where's the search?
talking of that, did you see that thing where, was it Uber Nick posted that thing about, was it the Forerunners or whatever it was, where they had community insiders who assisted them. I found that very odd because some of the people I respect, a lot of them I don't. And I don't understand why they went with that. I think they picked them because they were yes men.
Yeah. Her name is Sarah Stern, by the way. It's Bartley by VII or LL on Twitter.
Lee, like a Jewish name. Lee.
I don't. It doesn't end. No, it's BARTLEBY.
Yeah, but what is it? Just link me on the fucking thing, because I'm shit at.
Yeah, so it's her name is Sarah Stern. Her at is BART, like Bart Simpson, LEBY.
Link me now. I'm gonna flip a coin if she has fucking dyed hair or not.
No, she don't. But she's in her previous game designer at Camouflage T Earl Grey Hot is her thing. So Camouflage, if you look into them, they actually did the Iron Man VR game, which got a gold medal and is really good in terms of VR game coding. But when it comes to programming keyboard and mouse and controller, I think that they're completely lost. Like the lead developer has.
But she wasn't the original lead, was she? Because I think the original one left, didn't they?
I don't know about the multiplayer lead dev. I know one of the story devs did. What?
Hey, link me in a Discord chat between me and you, so I can look at it now.
Look in the Discord chat. Okay, let's see.
No, link me in the Discord chat.
Oh well, I can't because I got you on full screen for the thing, but I'll send it to you on WhatsApp here. Hold on.
Yeah, cool. I'll have a look.
Right, yeah, but let's see. Trust this domain. Duh.
Strange that they picked somebody who does VR.
Yeah, so we have a VR developer that is the multiplayer designer at 343 Industries. So it's just here. I'll send it to you right now.
Okay, cool.
But to me, that just screams that there's a lack of experience. Just like how we could talk about this all day, but who the fuck doesn't focus on the aim in the first-person shooter? Well, 343 doesn't. Charticles. That's the answer to your question there.
Well, she drinks Earl Grey. She's talking about tea, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know much about tea.
Earl Grey is fucking like that's like fucking you put a gun to someone's head if they drink that shit. Sorry, that man. Again, she drinks tea, which is fine, but
yeah.
I don't know. It looks okay, fair enough to it. I don't know the reason she went into it or whatnot. I don't really know the development, but we hear it's a troubled development, and I think that's why they released early. Personally, I mean, I want to see your thoughts on this. I think that they released, a month early, so they can cash in on the micro transactions on the armor before Christmas hits, and then when Christmas hits on the 8th, the full release, they'll push that all out of the battle pass. They'll have everything there because I mean, if you go onto the gloves, for example, on the customization, it says, look back here soon or something like that, and I think that's what it is. They're trying to get a little bit of revenue from it.
Yeah. Speaking of skins and microtransactions, I got a question, like an honest question I want to get your input on here. So what do you think about this? Is it just me, or does 343 seem like they're doing a pay to pro like kind of setup here? Like I get that all of the people on these teams are pro caliber level people, but why do they automatically get a top like 12 seed just because they're an organization? They haven't had to go through an open bracket. They haven't had like any events. There's no online qualifiers or anything yet.
I had that same question with the skins because I saw the skins for the Navi. I saw that on there. I only remember that from being a Counter-Strike team. I'm sure. I don't remember them ever hearing of a Navi Halo team. Why the fuck are they on there?
It's you got G2, which was
I'm very out of touch with the team, so I'm not gonna lie. But,
all of these companies now, like this is my theory. Like this is a huge money grab for 343 and Microsoft.
I mean, why do you think they had the majority of people who their input from the community were streamers that only give good thumbs up to the game because it's a circle, so it's nepotism basically.
I heard that they're all paid to do that too.
Stream it. Give good things, thumbs up, get the game. Oh, look at this! I just got this, guys. Blah blah blah. It's money. It's nepotism, but under the table. I think personally, that's my opinion. Some of those people who are forerunners I do respect. But people like Uber, Nick, etc., he don't like me. I don't fucking like him. I don't give a fuck. I'll say it. I think it's under the table nepotism. I really, really do think that.
Yeah, what happened? What happened to HP Darkman and Karma and Zyos and all these guys that KX brought back during Mantra? I mean, those are forerunners. Like, you can't convince me otherwise, man. Like, I don't care how much money you guys have.
And unfortunately, Blake, these people don't stream Big Team Battle and scream when they get a normal kill, or they don't have double D breasts to expose on stream for followers.
Right.
So they're relevant nowadays, unfortunately, because that's the way Halo's going. And unfortunately, that's the problem I kind of have Infinite, where it's that microtransaction stuff, where it's that shift towards, it looks like it's going to be who's the one who gets the most views to get us the most people involved in these microtransactions. That's what I think it is. I mean, 1 second, mate. Just give me 1 second. The fucking door's gone. I've got food delivered.
I'll talk for a little bit then. So what I'm talking about here, chat, and everybody on YouTube is I'm worried that we're normalizing this idea, not pay to win, but pay to pro. And it's back in the day when you did tournaments and anything that I've ever been involved in, there was always an open bracket at the start of a new game. Like, nobody just got automatically put into a top pro position. Just like, there were no super orgs, there was only super players. And what I see right now are people like FaZe Clan and G2 and like Space Station, all these people, where were they the last 5 years of Halo? Like, I don't remember. Like, Mantra came out of nowhere, won a championship, gave like $40,000 to $60,000 to the community, and they got canceled because, blah, 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 whatever, disagreements between people online. But we have these orgs that have nothing to do with Halo, that have given nothing, like the past 5 years, never gave any support, never believed in the game until Infinite came out. And what do we have now?
They give me free crates. I dumped that shit on the floor, man. Fuck that shit. Sorry, what were you saying anyway? I could hear you. I couldn't hear you clearly. Man. Terrible.
I'm just reiterating that I feel like a lot of the decision making that goes behind determining what is pro now is purely monetary. It's a money game, and there's
that thing that you linked me earlier, or somebody linked me. I mean, it was a gag off the guy.
No,
that doctor disrespect or whatever. But I mean, I don't know how he operates, so I didn't know he was a troll. But that thing looked really real, of him having an operator thing. And I thought, fucking hell, I actually believe that, because I thought 343 would do that because it would bring them so many views towards monetization. And I thought, if they do that, I'm not playing the fucking game. I actually like the game quite a lot, and I've already wrote down montage, clip ideas, stuff. And I thought, fuck that shit, man. I've been in this community fucking nearly 20 years, man. Fucking, like, I'm not expecting them to fucking do anything for me, because I know that they don't fucking like me.
Yeah,
I know they don't.
Yeah,
I know they don't.
Same.
Like, I know they don't.
Their social media manager has me blocked on Twitter.
Oh, really? Yeah, I think unfortunately some of the people who are involved in that kind of inner circle I've had beef with, and I fucked probably people's girlfriends back in the day. And that's
God,
stuff, so.
Right. Well, there's that, and then I want to iterate the office politics of 343 is so heavily, like, I feel like they hate Bungie. They hate the idea of a team of hardworking straight white males going out and busting their ass and creating a literal masterpiece that they can't even program well. I mean, we have people in Project Cartographer that don't have these inflated $80,000 a year salaries to organize like fucking rocket race.
I'm going to fight as a Trukia, people like that. I mean, it's they know exactly how the game works. They've said to the people when MCC was still in circulation, they said, you either change this and this in a coding way. It's that simple. You change this and it will go back, revert to that. So I went on MCC recently, for example, and I played Lockout, and Snow was back. Fantastic. It's gone back to original Xbox textures.
Yeah.
So the Vista textures were really nice before. I enjoyed them. Now we've gone back to that just because of Snow. So, like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
Yeah.
Like, why are you paying these people when they have no respect for the source material?
Well, it's because they're in charge of making sure that Griffball and Rocket Race and all the whole 10,000 of casual players are happy and whatnot. But the skill-based matchmaking.
they're the Spike Lee of developers. So he remade Old Boy, the Korean film, didn't he? And and that's how I see them as. But I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, Infinite came out, and I do have kind of a, I don't know if the term respect is too strong, but I'd say to them, good job for it so far. I think there's tons of missing stuff, and maybe that's because I went into it with low expectations. But I think that the actual groundwork for a good game is massively there.
No,
and I know you're very stubborn, but I think if you gave it a go and just we were playing customs, bullshit stuff like snipers and stuff like that, FFA snipers or 2v2s, and it's been a lot of fun. So maybe get on and give it a go with us.
Well, here's my worry though. This is the one concern that I have as just a general gamer, not as a Halo gamer. So I'm gonna take off my Halo hat and I'm gonna put on my gamer hat real quick. When I play Halo Infinite, I feel like because of the way that they've decided, and like I gotta find the tweet for this somewhere. I'm sure it's still out there. I don't remember if it was Tashi or somebody, but somebody from 343. I remember reading this like 2 nights ago. I was stoned as fuck, but I remember reading this. So I don't remember the name, but I remember the wording. And it was this. It was the aim in Infinite was intentionally redesigned to lower the skill ceiling for like fine detail aim and like things things that you and I do.
I've heard people say that, and I thought to me that sounds something like a fucking schizophrenic would say.
Yeah, well, to me, it's a cop out.
I'm like spiritual and shit, but that's like Old Testament shit. Like you can't eat fish on Fridays. Like who the fuck comes up with that shit?
I think it's a total cop out because because they're led by a person that's only done VR. They don't know how to actually make it.
Didn't they say that about the red reticule?
For PC players, yeah, they took away the red reticle for people.
You see, that's bullshit because look, the armor overlays when it comes to the red skins, whatever. I quite like it. So I'm used to playing Quake and Painkiller on the PC, so that's kind of normal to me. But the only reason they're doing it isn't to stop cheaters. They're doing it so people can show off their microtransaction they've bought with armor in the map. That's all it is.
On top of that, like their excuse for hackers just became invalidated. I don't know if you saw the clip of the first hacker that got caught, but they have
I saw that on the Bazaar or whatever it was, and he's got the commando.
Yep. He's just running around getting like 20 perfects a game. And like, if you notice, like there's people that know their hacks. There's this thing called soft aim in which you don't have to be like, it doesn't snap onto them. You could be aiming anywhere and it sends the bullets to it. Like,
okay, yeah.
So their idea of the reticle being the way that the game like fucking no, it's.
I mean, I think that was them kind of. I think that tweet. Cause I remember that tweet. It was him saying that for literal children who are on Twitter, so they have a reason to not contest it.
Yeah.
The only reason they've done this is because they want to make money off microtransactions.
100p.
I have a question. I can't blame the company for making money, but when you've spent 6 years and $500 million on an IP that is Halo, which deserves respect, you don't treat people like that in a game. I'd be fine to buy a battle pass if it was reasonable. I bought them for COD because they're reasonable.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to pay $20 to be fucking white. I mean, I might as well live in Detroit. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous.
Let me ask you this. How do you feel about the general, just non-aim assisted, just general aiming of tracking somebody on Infinite? Let's say you're cross map on Bazaar.
The aiming's so inconsistent.
How would you describe it? Like, if you could really break it down for like a minute, what would you feel like?
It's like me drinking. It's me drinking, honestly, because it's so inconsistent. Sometimes it's on point. RBR's actually on that game. RBR's the best out of any Halo, like minus quad shots and stuff like that.
Right.
Pure BR. My aim's actually really sick on this game. But there's stuff where I notice I can. It's supposed to be a 4-shot, but I 4 them in the head, then they'll go absolute, and then my aim's going like that. I'm fucking windmilling.
Yeah.
But for me, that isn't the big issue. It's the sniping is so fucked. Like I said earlier, I mean, I have the highest sense on everything, so I want to get those snipes.
Same.
But it's so inconsistent. I don't know if it's not a hitbox thing. I think it really is the way the sniper's been designed. I think that when you do too many animations, I think it fucks up the input of it coming out. Because I've noticed when I know from muscle memory that's on the head.
Yeah.
And it's coming out fucking all over the fucking the land.
Yeah.
It's to me, it's so inconsistent where, especially the scoped in stuff. I can't snipe somebody when I'm scoped in 5 times
Yeah.
because it's like I'm drunk. Like I'm
Yeah.
fucking paralytic. It's
See,
like slippy.
could you say
It's
that
not
it
smooth.
feels like you're being forced to slow down to line up the headshot, possibly? Like, because
Yeah,
that's how I feel it
I do
is.
have to slow, I do have to slow it down because when I move at a fast speed, and what I do like is when I'm scoped in, I can have a really fast speed. I can go from one side of the map to the other really quickly, scoped in on 5 times, for example. But the problem is, it's extremely slippery.
Yeah.
So I can't stop that and do a skillful move. I have to literally, I'm fighting the controller to slowly go up. I'm playing armor, and get a headshot, which doesn't work in Halo.
No, like especially like you said you were playing bots earlier. Have you played ranked against people that are short strafing or anything like that?
Yeah, I got fucked up.
Yeah. So my issue is the reason I asked you about the BR was mostly because of my experience in ranked matchmaking. Anytime that I played Halo 3 or Halo 2, Halo 1, whatever, I don't have a problem keeping my fucking aimer on target. Like
Yeah.
I know how to four shot
What do you
without
think about?
aim
I mean,
assist.
there's a recoil on Infinite for the BR, which is I think it's fine because it slightly goes up when you shoot. But my issue is that I strafe the best in this game. I've ever strafed at any game. I've always been shit at strafing, and I can break their shields really well. I can out BR someone, but as soon as those shields are broke, they say that the aim magnetism or whatever goes down. To me, it seems like it's almost like if it was a Halo 3 behind a projectile, it seems like it goes fucking everywhere.
Now,
like somebody shooting
I've
all over the
heard
place.
this.
It doesn't hit them.
I've heard this. Some people on Twitter, I don't know if it's a joke or if it's real or not, but they're saying something about that when I don't know if your shields are popped or if the enemy shields are popped, that you actually lose aim assist. I don't remember which way it was, but I saw
My
that
friend,
on Twitter.
Kirby, he put a video on. I don't know if it was in the chat or on Twitter, but he said that actually when you're moving, I think it keeps your auto aim on, but when you stop moving, it actually it stops it. So I don't know if there'll be some sort of frame stuff where
What
you
the
might
fuck is that? What kind
You
of
might
programming is that?
exactly. You might crouch in between stuff or do a movement, and there might be a slight frame in that animation where the game thinks you're not moving because it's transitioning,
Oh my
and that's
God.
why it's going like that. I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping I'll fix it, but then again, like I said, I went into this game with such low expectations.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm playing this game really, really casually, Blake.
Yeah, I saw.
That's probably why I'm enjoying it. I don't expect it to fix much because it's it's under a month until the official launch, and I think the reason they actually did it so early is for one, it's revenue, like I said,
Yeah.
but two, I think they've done it as a damage control. So there's stuff that's fucked up. Like I say, it's a beta, and then kind of maybe address it or maybe not. I don't know. We'll see.
Have you seen anybody clamber stall on you yet?
What does that mean?
Oh Christ! All right, so in Halo 5, so a clamber stall is like this. Let's say you got a ledge right here, right? And I'm on this side of the ledge and I jump up and I clamber, right? Now you can cancel the animation of your clamber, and here's the problem that I have with it. In Halo 5, they implement, like, I don't have a problem with advanced movement, but you just have to program it correctly. Call of Duty does it correctly. If you're clambering and you cancel, you fall slowly back, like you don't like you're crawling off like what you're crawling on. You know what I mean? It's not like in Halo when you cancel it, you go like this, like you're just gone.
It's basically like in Gears they have that wall bouncing stuff where it's an animation cancel sort of thing.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with Gears, but it's
I'm not going to pretend that I'm an expert, but I had a friend that I used to watch him play at tournaments, and he used to do that stuff where they're bouncing off the walls, and it's like an animation cancel or something like that. But I noticed that in Infinite they've got when it's like a short jump, they've got something that's kind of keyed into the controller bindings where you do a short jump if it's a short thing, and that's fucked me up loads of times. So I'm trying to fucking get away and shit, and it's like I'm doing little jumps like I'm a fucking leprechaun.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, I turned that shit off.
I misinterpreted your point, but do you mean that like so you're clambering and then instead of the animation frames of them clambering, it just goes back to
in Call of Duty they balanced it out because like if I was to break a window and go into somebody to like full send and ego chow somebody in a room, I'm stuck in that animation. And it's actually a disadvantage to do that mid gunfight because it takes away your shot, it takes away like the quickness of your movement, like you can't sprint away. The way that you fall down is like realistic in terms of the weight. And I feel like Halo has completely missed the mark on
Vanguard, yeah,
that.
because I really liked Modern Warfare.
Oh man,
But I refuse to play Vanguard. I refuse to play it.
oh yeah, well I'm playing Warzone. I'm not playing the multiplayer of it. But
Was it M1 Garand with a fucking drum mag? Like, you fucking come on.
it's like, I know, and they're bottom loading it and shit.
If you pick that gun to go into Warzone, they should have the Fortnite burst, but it's a short yellow burst like in America that drops you off. That's what they fucking do, man.
But my main point is I feel like there's so much, like they want to be modern. They really want to be updated and like be known as like, oh yeah, we're on top of it. Like we have clamber, we have advanced movement, we have slide, we have all this. But they don't understand like in the balance of the fight between people that clamber isn't supposed to be an offensive move. It's supposed to be either like a movement to get to a new position, which will cost you.
It should punish you. It should punish you, I think.
Yeah, there should be a punishment factor. Absolutely.
You know, that the beauty of the old Halos was that, you know, if map movement, for example, if you're making a questionable, really, you know, all or nothing jump, you either make it away or you're dead.
Yeah.
I think the problem with the problem with nowadays Halo Infinite stuff. One sec. What's that like?
Chat one, I have not seen the new shipment. But here's my question is like when I'm looking at Halo in terms of
Give me a minute, Blake, yeah?
Okay, sure. I'll just keep talking here. When I'm playing, I just don't. Not only do I feel desynced from my aim, and what I mean by that is the clunkiness, the non-responsiveness, the lack of control detail. Like I can put side by side clips of me literally like hitting a lightning snipe triple and then 90-degree snapping onto somebody and then leading my shot like I'm threading a needle as they're jumping through the air, like very accurately, every bullet like on them. Whereas in Infinite, I feel like it's very angular. There's no like smooth curvature to the movement of my sticks relative to the screen. And the best thing I can do is say this: go load up Warzone, go load up Overwatch, go load up any other FPS game, and you won't have this aiming system that they've implemented in Infinite. And the reason is there's no reason to break something if it's not, like there's no reason to fix something if it's not broken. You know what I mean? So if I go on Call of Duty and I go on Halo 2 and I'm playing high sensitivity and like I go into dial on somebody and to do fine, like Goat and I talk about this. Look at this. So on my controller, right, I have this raised stick that allows me to do higher finite aim control in a smaller space, right? And I feel like Infinite just doesn't have that. Just really doesn't have that. Everything should feel smooth in 2021, and this tech is literally 20 years old for designing aim. It's never been a problem until 343 decided that they want to lower the skill gap so that the average player who full autos an AR has a fighting chance against somebody that knows how to strafe on a corner while peek shotting somebody with a battle rifle. And it's ridiculous. Right stick, Sharticle says right stick aim is fucked. Everyone I watch play Infinite doesn't touch the right stick to aim. Yeah, it's so dumb. Yeah.
Sorry to be a cunt. Can I go for a cigarette? I'll be like 5 minutes.
Yeah. Do your thing. I got like 10, 15 minutes left before I go to work.
All right, cool. I'll be quick.
Yeah. So what my biggest concern is, guys, is if we normalize this type of aiming for Infinite, if you go to any other game, your game and your aim is going to suffer because of it. When I grind Warzone or I grind any other FPS game, when I hop onto Halo 2 or Halo 3, it's seamless. It's like I'm in a different game, but I'm not, like my controls they're not different. You know what I mean? Sure, my button bindings for some things may be different, but the overall way that the aim flows from me, my brain saying, hey, look 90 degrees to the right. I've trained myself over 15, 20 years to be able to snap and have that perfect snap onto a player. And then if need be, after that wide throw, I can fine tune and just dial in those shots. And whereas Infinite, I feel like they've literally stripped that away from us. And unfortunately, the only like, and this is the only reason I see people really advocating for this game is because they're paid to. These pros that are on these orgs, like I was saying earlier, is pay to pro. They're getting paid by the org through Microsoft or 343 or whatever to have nothing but positive thoughts about the game. And we've seen this time and time again with grassroots content creators. This is their job, guys. Like I have a real job. I can go, I can literally quit video games and be okay. Like, I will pay all my bills. I'll probably save money, honestly. But the point is here is that we don't have honest issues being brought to the forefront because all of the top performers, even though I have clips of me out BRing them in 1v1s and beating them in scrims and shit with my fucking casual, 4-box here. And it's just, I feel like there's so much, how do I put this? There's so much complacency. Like, this is their job. They have to say it. It's not organic critique. Organic critique comes from the players that aren't on these super orgs that can beat these super orgs. Like, there are people online that Bo and I both know that will stomp out any team that's on these top pro rosters right now. We've done it, right? Goat Manjaro, like, just to name one person, I mean, he goes into lobbies and pros on stream, they'll see his name and go, Goat Manjaro, huh? That's a scary name. Like there's people that people don't even know about. Just because they're not like flying across the fucking country and going to these LAN events doesn't mean that they're not better than people. Like, their game sense, the way that they play, the way that they do everything is very, very, very high caliber. I'm sure you guys have heard of the real ones and all them from Project Cartographer. Like, there's a caliber of gamers that are just so far beyond this pro scene. And the majority of them that I know do not like this game as much as they want to. Like, I've been waiting 2 years for this. I've been grinding my ass off. I got on Ambush. Like, I was ready to do this. And as soon as this game dropped, like, with all of this stuff in here, it just doesn't look like or feel like Halo to me. I mean, sure, like, it looks like it graphically, but the way the game plays out, like, Oddball gets reset after 100 seconds. Fucking the maps, like, are just so, they look all Halo 5-esque. There's too much shit like, there's so many polygons and shit everywhere. Halo is known for being very slate, being very arena slate oriented. And unfortunately, I feel like a lot of the FPS issues for console players are stemming from this over polygonal game design. Sure, we want graphics to improve. Sure, we want things to improve, but that just means the pixel depth. You don't have to add polygons. Like, fuck, I could, like, playing Halo 1 in 4K, like you don't need to like, put it to you this way. When you watch people play a 1080p version of a Halo campaign, are they playing it on anniversary graphics or are they playing it on classic graphics? I'm just saying. Yeah, the maps are fucking shit, like a shit Forge map with a bunch of clutter everywhere, says Swan. And it's, to me, it just shows that this company is so modeled after microtransactions, skin, and like visual aesthetics because this is 343's addiction. They absolutely love skill-based matchmaking. They will take a player like me or a player like Bo or Goat or Jervalin, Exotica, anybody really that's at a higher caliber. And if you solo queue in 4s, you are not allowed to have a team shot. Not one person on your team has the game knowledge to follow you and break angles with you. Not one. And that is intentional. The way that they see it is that the people that grind this game are having fun, quote unquote, by getting backpacked to a win while going negative fucking 15. And I can guarantee you that player is not having as much fun as they would be if the skill-based matchmaking didn't force them into a situation where they're always getting backpacked by some good player while facing people on the other team that are maybe a little bit above average gamers. So you have a shit player versus slightly above average players and a really good player. The shit players are going to be out of their element the whole game for every game that they play. And 343 unironically believes, like this is why they reset oddball maps at 100 points. They unironically believe that the average gamer is playing for the win instead of playing for the kills. And if you've ever played a first-person shooter, you know that the adrenaline rush that you get from out-BRing somebody, or the adrenaline rush that you get from making a really good play on somebody, is what drives you to keep playing. It's not like, oh, I got to 50 kills again. All right. Like, no, it's the individual plays that you make that make the game delicious. And I just feel like that doesn't exist in Halo Infinite for a few reasons. One, the shankiness of the advanced movement, the lack of detailed aim control. It's just so bizarre to me that we've redesigned the game and still slap the word Halo on it so much. I preach over this idea right here. It's that there is a formula. There is a formula for every video game. Sure, game companies might go out of their way and change their formula slightly, but think of it this way. Call of Duty did this. They did this with a game called Advanced Warfare, in which they introduced wall running, jetpacks, like all kinds of crazy shit to it. The game flopped and everybody hated it. That was a diehard Call of Duty fan. What did they do? They came out and they released Modern Warfare and created Warzone and went back to their root formula of the fucking game. Call of Duty was defined by certain elements. Counter-Strike is defined by certain continual, tried and true elements to the brand. Halo is one of the only fucking games that cannot make up its mind on what defines orthodoxy, what defines classic Halo feel. And I'm here to tell you that Halo Infinite is not it. Sure, it's fun. It helps the average casual player enjoy Halo because for once in their life, they have a chance against somebody way above their skill caliber. Sure, good. Gamers are having fun. But for God's sakes, don't label this shit as a classic Halo, because it's not. It is a modern Halo. I don't care what Joseph Staten says. I don't care what anybody on this Forerunner list of 343 influencers says. It is not classic Halo formula. It's like when Coca-Cola came out with new Coke. Sure, it was new. It was something. And then it fucking plummeted because it's not what people want. When people think of Halo, I work at a LAN center, guys. I work at a fucking nerdy LAN center that has all walks of gamers come through it, right? And they, when I'm selling them hours at the front or whatever, they're like, "Oh, hey, what games do you play?" And I go, "Oh, I play boomer shooters. I play Halo." And they're like, "Oh, you play Halo still?" I'm like, "Yeah." And they go, "Oh man, my favorite was Halo 2, and Halo 3 came out, and I played that a little bit too. But Halo 1 and Halo 2 were the best times." And this is every age demographic. It's not just people in their late 20s, early 30s too. These are fucking teenagers saying this. They understand that there is a formula and a way that the game plays, and the more that you diverge from that formula, the more the game is going to suffer. And it's going to be unrecognizable at some point. And that's what I think Halo Infinite is to me. Sure, fuck it. Sell skins. Sell. Do whatever you want cosmetically to the game. I could give a fuck about that. I wear weird armor in Halo 3. I got a samurai sword and a fucking big O anime fucking robot face. I don't care about that stuff. It's fun. But the reason that I don't care is because the core mechanics for the fucking game weren't changed. They can still make their money. They can still do all the stuff that they want to do in terms of monetary compensation. But for Christ's sakes, don't change the formula. Smoking a long cigarette. But my point is, guys, is that this is just, it's, and I know I sound jaded. I know I sound like an asshole. I know I sound like I'm complaining and shit. But when you've played this game as much as I have, when you've been as addicted to becoming one of the best players in the world, guys, I'm really hoping Bo can hear this because it's very heartfelt. But the moment that I knew that I made it in Halo, God, I'm choking up over this. Hold on. For 15 years, I've grinded this game. Okay. 15 years, like actual grinding, like my MLG join date was fucking January 2007. All right. And I've been doing online tournaments, non-MLG, since I was like 14, 15 years old in Halo 2. Okay. I remember when I was 14, 15 years old, I managed to 1v1 Ogre 1. And I got my fucking ass kicked. And since that day, I never wanted to lose again like that. And oh, there he is. Okay, let me finish this statement real quick before you talk, bro. The moment I knew that I had finally fucking made it to the skill caliber that I've always wanted to be at was when Bo and I were playing 2v2 on Lockout. And we were both at S1. And I can't remember who we were playing. I think it was Joey and Kirby. But the moment I knew that I finally fucking, like of all the times that I've grinded for the passion of just earning the respect of people, like as a gamer, Bo dropped the fucking snipe for me. Okay? Now, I don't know if that means much to you guys or if you understand like where I'm coming from this, but to have somebody at Bo's caliber do that for me, like that is the biggest fucking honor in combat sports that I've ever gotten. And I feel like we're never going to see, with the aim the way that it is, we're never going to see a Roy again. We're never going to see an Office Hyena again. And it just, the reason I'm so upset is because it breaks my fucking heart. I feel like there's no legends anymore. Like there was, when Mantra first came out, do you guys have any idea, like, how hardcore emotional I got when I saw the words HP Darkman on a screen again? I was a 14, 15-year-old kid, and all I wanted to be was an esports pro when there was no esports scene. There was no streamers. There was no fucking Ninja. There wasn't any of that. I didn't care about money or being a millionaire from it. I just remember watching G4 TV growing up and seeing HP Darkman win an FFA by like fucking 25 points. Like out of 300,000 total competitors. And what I see now is just, it's not Halo to me. And that's just my opinion. And that's just what I wanted to get off my chest. But now that Bo's back, I'm going to let him talk because I've been yapping for too long. Bo, how was your cigarette?
Sorry about that. Yeah, it was okay. Yeah. Ask me a question so I can, I guess, go on a...
Yeah, let's wrap this up because I got to leave pretty soon. But
Sorry about
overall, if you could rate Halo Infinite on a scale of where it would lie in terms of enjoyability from all the Halos, where would you throw it and what would your top list be?
Okay, so it's obviously very new, but I'd put Halo 2 CE 3 at the top. Mm-hmm. I'd actually put Infinite on the same level of Reach underneath those. Then 5 and 4's right at the bottom. I think Infinite's actually got
4 the most. Oh god.
4's so, I don't give a fuck. Anybody who thinks must argue with me about Halo 4 being the best, I will literally kill you. It's the worst Halo. I went to the midnight launcher then got it. I remember playing it and thinking, what the fuck am I doing, man?
Yeah, when the BR was a 5-shot?
Yeah, I've got an unsatisfied girlfriend I'm not seeing. I'm playing this shit. Fuck that, man. Right. No, I think it's got a really good groundwork. I think it could be really, really good. But I'm extremely worried, like we spoke about earlier, about which direction I'll take it. If they'll listen to influencers who stream, etc., to mould it. And I think they're going to go that way because they want to make money. But I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. I think you need to give it another go, Blake. We'll play together a little bit.
Maybe, yeah? Man. I mean, for you, sure. But for anybody else, no.
You know I'm hardcore classic, man.
Yeah, I know you are. You've been, guys. Yeah. Bo has been quoted by some of the best players in the world as the most purest player for classic Halo. So just think about that for a minute. Christ, I mean, fuck, dude. Like, I might be with my woman tonight, but if she decides that she doesn't want to come over or whatever, I'll give it another shot with you. But I will not solo grind that fucking game. And
I think we should. I think we should set up another time we do this podcast. Maybe make it weekly.
Yeah, I'm down. Totally down.
What day's day? It's Thursday. Should we do it every Thursday?
What days do you have off? Because I don't work till later in the day, and I can get up earlier for you.
I'm starting a new job next week, so I don't know what the hours will be. But I mean, Thursday evenings for me will probably equal to midday-ish for you.
Okay.
And my girlfriend's away on Thursday night, so I can talk as much shit as I want with her.
All right.
Without her
Let's
moaning,
do it on
so.
Thursdays. I work in about 10 minutes here. So that's my set schedule. Like I'm set on that. Like it doesn't change.
You're gonna get your stilettos on.
Put on cherry pie. Hit the pole real quick. All right. So let's call it at that. We'll see you guys next Thursday at 1. Bo, I'm gonna upload this as soon as I can when I get to work.
Brilliant.
The PC there actually works and doesn't fucking crash on me like my laptop here. So we will make this happen regularly. All right, guys.
Yeah,
I'm gonna give Infinite another shot, but this is for Bo. This isn't for 343 or my respect for anybody there. All right, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Later.
I'll be in Jerv's chat if you guys want to hang out with me. All right, see you later. All right, Bo. I'm ending the